scripturally says, I put men and people in your life. And these are the men that God put in my life. And today, I know if Derek had lived, whatever it is Dr. King planned to do in the future, believe you me, I can guarantee you, Derek Bullard would be right there. I can remember saying to Derek, we spent like a week together, man, and he say, boy, King, man, that's my cousin, man, that's my cousin. Whatever it is, I'm going to work with King. I say, my brother, that's what it's all about. We got to work together and love each other. That's what God is all about. And that's how I met my good friend, Derek. He was such a wonderful friend and brother. And I'll never forget when he went to have his operation. And before he moved, he would always call my wife and I, say, Rolly, man, I want you all to pray for me. I said, listen, Derek, that's what we all have to do. And that's what God told us here. In Luke chapter 21 and 36, he says, always pray. Luke 18 and 1, Jehovah says, always pray. Prayer is the key, believe you me. And when you go to God in prayer, he will give you his ear, and he will answer you and deliver you. And I believe our brother Derek, he is delivered. I believe he is in the house of the Lord. And Psalms 24 says, your hands must be clean, your heart must be pure. And I know my brother, I believe he had sufficient time to clean his hands and get his heart pure. I give God thanks and I give him praise for this day. Even though I'm not able to be there in person, but believe you me, my wife and I, on behalf of my wife, my wonderful children, our deepest sympathy to the family. And I just want to say to the family a few words. My father said to Joshua, as I was with Moses, I am with you, the Bullards.
Let's continue with the tributes and the sharing, and just remember the time allotted. 3 minutes.
A pleasant good evening, my brothers and sisters, friends. I'm honored to stand before you tonight to say but a few words and be reminded about the 3 minutes. Avis, how long you and Derek been married now? Over 30 years. 36 years. Yeah, I have known Derek for the better part, I think just a little bit more than those 36 years. I have known Derek intimately. We have shared a lot of close moments, and I wish really we had more time that I could go over some of the times Derek and I spent together. But one of the things that I want to share with you tonight is Derek and I going through cancer together, because both of us were in the United States at the same time with the surgery. He had a surgery before I had mine, and even before I had my surgery, Derek used to call me, he used to call me to encourage me, to let me know, I guess, what some of his experiences were and what I should anticipate going through. And he was in one part of the United States and I was in Colorado. And you don't have as much, at least I didn't have as much communication with people in the Bahamas, I guess, outside of my family, but Derek was my guy, We used to share together our cancer journey, and he was a big encouragement to me, even after I had my surgery, because I was staying by myself in a hotel there in Colorado, and so Derek used to call me regularly, and he was just a big encouragement to me. And you know, I guess after I came back home before he did, and then he eventually came home, and I had opportunity to visit him, and you know, but our stories obviously end up a little differently, you know, but I felt like I really couldn't come here tonight without saying something about Derek, because we have spent so much of our lives together. You know, I could have really prepared a 2-hour presentation given the opportunity, you know, to make my notes and to come up here and talk about Derek. And I don't want to linger on, but Derek and I had a rich history together. We went through ups and downs, you know, but one of the things I'm really happy about, you know, is that Derek had a lot of time, you might say, to consider his relationship with Jesus Christ, you know, and it's hard to say it, but sometimes it could be a gift, you know, when you have an opportunity to really get your soul right before you leave this place. And I believe that God really gave Derek that opportunity, you know. And I just believe that he took advantage of that, you know, and I pray that all of us in this room will have that opportunity, that time to consider our relationship with God, to make sure when we leave this place, we go to the right place. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, those of you who wish to say a few words, please proceed to the podium. Yes, Timmy, you'll be next. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening. Protocol having been established and timelines also. You know, I met Derek and Avis. I guess I happened to walk into a health store where I was selling a product, a Mystic product, sometimes in the 90s. And I brought that product in and I was going all around town and I met this vibrant couple who was all into the health, you know, and we became friends. Over the years, Derek, I found out, was a builder. He, you know, so we had that in common. We had kids who played basketball and were very good at it. Both of them ended up off in school playing ball, and we had that in common. But you know, we like to also go out and enjoy ourselves, and Avis and Derek were always the life of the party. We have the events at our home, we were together. There, any events, we were together. But when I found out that my friend was sick, I was shocked. My son sent it to me. And he said, "Did you see this on WhatsApp or with Facebook, whatever?" I said, "No." I had no idea. I hadn't seen him for a while, and it shocked me. And we began to talk over the telephone, because he was in the States then, either with Danny or Rashad. And we talked a lot. And then one day I called him. He said he was coming in town, and he needed me to do one thing for him. And we had to go and have some boiled fish. I said, okay, I have a nice place. We went to Rudy's, we had boiled fish, and we talked again. And one of the things we talked about, and I'd like to share with you very briefly, is we always talk about family. We talked about everything. Derek was, you know, he was really structured around family and his God. And I shared with him something that I said, you know, Derek, you know, I believe that our life, the way we live, is like a tree. You know, we give so much. A tree gives roots, it gives a branch, it gives the trunk, it gives leaves, and they give fruit. And as we go through that transition in life, sometimes we don't understand the impact we are having on people around us. And as I saw Lashad come and stand here tonight, I saw Derek. I saw his fruit. I saw a young man who could articulate himself, who looked like Derek. But he's a nice chap. He's a nice young man. You know, I called him one day. I said, Lashad, it's Derek. We're supposed to start putting some stuff together to get his place set up, and he's supposed to borrow my truck and this and that. I haven't heard from him. He said, Daddy fell down and he's in the hospital. I said, what? I said, okay. As life went on, you know, I got caught up in my business, what have you, and I said, let me reach out to Derek again. I called, I didn't get him. I called, the next call I got was from Rashad, saying that his daddy had died. And I shook my word because I did not believe that my friend left this world like not have a chance, all right, to see him again alive. But, as everybody said tonight, you know, we have these opportunities to make good on our relationships. The pastor said it quite clearly, there's no perfection here, all right? There's no perfection. When you look at a tree, you could be angry. You could say, man, why is this rose tree of a thorn? Why? Why is this branch so hard? Why is this? The shot, I believe a lot of those branches that you got beat with was probably from a tree egg. Yeah. But we know that when that rose comes, and when you see a young man like the shadow emulates father, who is the fruit of that product, we see him. You know, Africans, they have a saying that sometimes we plant a seed. We may never sit in the shade of a tree, or we may never eat the fruit thereof. But our job is to plant the seed. And Derek did that. He did that. The seeds he planted in my life, and on behalf of my wife and I, my family, and all of them are traveling right now, I'd like to extend sincere condolences. Ava said, not only you can speak on Saturday, so you don't have to speak tonight, but my wife will tell you I like to talk. I was not blessed with the ability to sing. So I said, Lord, I can wait this talking thing out. All right? So I appreciate this opportunity to speak on behalf of my friend, and I would encourage you to understand that the memories that Derek has left with his family, with his beautiful family that sits here, and with all of us, you heard us spoke about it, that's going to go on forever. So Derek will live forever. Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody. I'm going to speak to the family first. Derek has been, I'm thinking I'm one of Rashad and Daniel as well too, because he grew me up as well too. I came here a kid in 1989, and that's where I first met Derek. He brought me into the ushering field. I was quite shy and not able to speak a lot in front of crowds. So he said, Timmy, I can work with you with that. I say, how you plan on doing that? He says, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep meeting everybody. Greet them. And my fear was to always have to walk from the back of that stage there up here to say something to someone or give a message to somebody or have to speak. And as time went by, it became easier. Derek is also the person who renovated my house. I know him as a builder. Before he became all of the bodybuilding, he was the house building. He moved to body after that, and he became well known in the field. My last time spent with Derek was when he was once again doing work on my house again. I didn't know at the time he was sick, but as I watched him work and watch him go up the ladder. I said, D, you all right? He said, yeah. I said, no, you ain't all right, man. I say, I remember the first time when we met, you used to run up this ladder with three bags of those shingles on your back and you up on the roof. Now you're struggling with two. And I couldn't even lift one at the time because I wasn't doing well at the time too. And he said, to me, that's nearly 30 years ago. What you expect? I say, oh, yeah, but it felt like a blink of an eye because I say, yeah, he worked on the house. Now he's doing another work on the house. But if anybody know Derek, when he does something for you, he's very meticulous. He filmed every step of what he did on that roof to show me what he's doing on the roof that was done right. I didn't even have to go up there and say, boy, this ain't how the place, this wasn't here. He filmed the whole thing. And then he showed it to me. I said, thank you, D. I said, boy, waiting on you is sure a blessing. But it also gave me some time where he had to exhale as well, too. We sat for about 2-3 hours that night just talking about old times. And I say, D, you know, I admire your marriage between Avis, the ups and downs. The ups and downs, because I went through it. Mine didn't come out like yours. You were still married. Mine did not. But nevertheless, I still honored and respected the years and time and effort that he put into his. I'm trying not to let my voice go out. I just want to say thank you for being a part of your family in terms of watching you grow and the things you do. Thank you very much.
I want to extend my condolences on behalf of my family to the Bullets, Avis, Rashad. I know Rashad said Daniel's going to be here tomorrow. Kenva, Ramon, the extent marriage, you know, that should be applauded in this day and age. 26 years of marriage, you know, the good, the bad, everything. I have so many stories with Derek. But I want to share, I know this particular one, when he was building the gym, the new in Palmdale, Mystical Gym, and he had those trailers out there, and they were bringing in all those rugs and stuff, and we came, me and a lot of the guys, we came and we were working and putting those, like Brother Timmy said, he's very meticulous, you know, he wanted that, you know, down a certain way. We would stay there like till 2 in the morning, come back, because, you know, everybody excited, you know, and this is one of his, I guess, this one of his dreams fulfilled, because, you know, he's always in those things, and he wanted his gym. And I remember Luke, who was working in the gym too, and then the gym was a beautiful gym. I don't know if you all remember this gym in Palmdale, where the old city market used to be. And then they used to have the room where they used to do the aerobics in the back. That was nice. Then they had a sauna in there. They had an upstairs sound room. And, you know, it was, when it first opened up, it was really a sight to behold, you know. I remember Tony. Tony, I don't know if you remember, but Tony was there as well. He'd come to the gym and all that stuff. But, you know, like you say, Derek was a person a man who wear many hats, you know what I mean? He was into everything, you know, and I'm a police officer, and I remember Rashad was a basketball player too, but Daniel, he played on my team, you know, and Daniel was real tall, so we wanted him, so I used to tell the guys, man, listen to me, just get the ball into Daniel, I know we can win the game. I say, Daniel, anything coming off the rim, just break it down, you know? And boy, I mean, when one of the games we were playing, the ball came off the rim and Daniel timed it perfectly. And the fella jumped at the same time and he catch it, and I said, ow! Man, after that, they didn't want to play us no more. They say, just hold that fella. 3 of them was triple teaming. But Derek was a good mentor to Rashad, their sons. But one of the things I want to leave it, and he said something to me, because Derek had a lot of equipments. He had a lot of speakers and stuff, because he had enough things to do a concert. That's how much equipment that he had over the years. And because he was a contractor and an engineer, he would build them himself, you know. And he would say to me, sometimes they'll have him working a concert. He'd get off like 3, 4 in the morning, you know, and he'd tell me, say, "But Tio, I don't care how tired I am, I can make my way to church in the morning." And I say, wow. You know, you imagine waking one of those concerts. Sometimes they don't over till 4 in the morning. And he said, don't care how tired he is, he's going to make his way to church in the morning. And Brother Greg said it perfectly, you know, sometimes it's a blessing when we are sick, because we have time to reflect. We have time to get our house in order, so to speak, you know. And I know when we went to visit Derek, the church, after church, somewhere off Gladstone Road, you know, and all of us came in there, all Chris and his wife and his brother Sam, Claire, and we were singing, and you know, his spirit, because you know he liked singing. You know, that's one of the things that he really enjoyed. And I could see how when we were singing, his spirit was revived. You know, and Derek got a sense of humor, y'all, but you know, he really have a sense of humor. You know, so Greg had the New Converts Ministry, and we had a group that Derek was the director. We call ourselves the Gospel Echoes, right? And so when we were singing a song, Derek was telling us, listen now, y'all gotta lift your voice, and y'all gotta hum, right? And so we having the New Converts banquet in the back there, and just what? The current went off, and everybody was singing. They couldn't really sing because with the people talking and in terms of projecting your voice, but because Derek already trained us to sing and hum, so when we get out there, just like the current wasn't off, you know, and so we really did a good job. Everybody commended us. So I just wanted to say that, Derek was a good friend. You know, he was a good brother, and he was a true friend, right? He's a fellow who will tell you straight up, if you either you like it or you don't like it, but he can tell you the truth, you know? Like Brother Keith said, he wasn't perfect. Ain't none of us perfect, but as I see him, and as I have came to get to know him personally, you know, I know that, listen, he's a person who really tried his best to live according to, scriptures. And so, as a family and friends and all of us who gathered here come to remember him, we have lost a good brother. The nation have lost a gem. And Derek's sometimes a person who don't want to be in the limelight. He works a lot of times. He works behind the scenes. And he wouldn't sound his own trumpet. A couple of times he did some things for me, personally. And he fixed one old electronic clock that I used to play basketball. I got it from a fella for about $1,200. And I loaned it out. And the first thing I tell the lady who I loaned it to, I say, please put it in the box when you finish. She break it up. And like Humpty Dumpty, Derek put it back together for me. So that's my memory.
Let me invite you to stand as we sing another song as we transition to near the end. We're going to accommodate others who want to say something. So if you want to say something, you want to contribute to this memorial service, just come forward, sit in the front pew here, and we'll acknowledge you. And so come as we sing the next song.
What a testimony thus far. We know that he has counted the cost. So join me as we sing. I'm glad I counted the cost. When first I started to seek the Lord, I'm glad I counted the cost. I fully measured to Jesus' word. I'm glad I counted the cost. I paid the price and obtained the prize. He saved my soul that was lost, and now my treasures are in the sky. I'm glad I counted the cost. I laid my sorrows at Jesus' feet. I'm glad I counted the cost. And now I've pleasure so pure and sweet. I'm glad I counted the cost. I paid the price and obtained the prize. He saved my soul that was lost, and now my treasures are in the sky. I'm glad I've counted the cost. One more time, I paid the price and obtained the prize. Oh, he saved my soul that was lost, and now my treasures are in the sky. I'm glad I've counted the cost. One more time, I paid the price and obtained the prize. He saved my soul that was lost, and now my treasures are in the sky. I'm glad I counted the cost.
Again, you may be seated. Again, if you wish to contribute to this memorial service by giving a tribute, feel free to come to the front, sit in the front pew. We will acknowledge you as we invite the next speaker to speak.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Clare, and first I want to extend my condolences to the Bullard family, especially Avis. And as I stand here and look at all of these faces, I think of two quotes. One from Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was famous for being a baseball great. He's not really famous for being a speaker, but he said some words that basically sums up Derek. And he said that a life is not important until it impacts the lives of others. And I can truly say that I'm sure that everyone that is here tonight has been impacted in some way by Derek. I can attest to the fact that I've been impacted by Derek. Another quote, I believe, is attributed to Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, "If I can help somebody as I travel along the way, then my living will not be in vain." And I say this because Derek actually epitomizes and personifies one who helped people. I am one of those people that he helped. I mean, anytime I call him or call on him, he would always say, just come. He was always willing to help. And I can say that because I was in business with him, and there were many times that he would help many people, and many times I would come by the house and Avis was there and Derek was there. He always welcomed us. And so I just want to give my condolences and my deepest sympathies not only to the Bullard family, but to everyone who has been impacted by the life of Derek Bullard and everyone who he has helped. And so, once again, my deepest sympathies.
All right, good night. This is Riley. I'm one of the granddaughters of Derek Bullard. She just wants to say a few words. Go ahead, baby.
Hi, my name is Riley,
Speak into the mic.
and my papa. I miss my papa. And my papa went to the beach with us when we was after church. And then my mommy and daddy was in the house. And then we went to lunch. And we went to lunch with my sister. And then he had and then on my birthday I went to his house where he was living for now. And then he gave me a gift. And then he went in surgery after. And after he was in surgery, my mommy and my daddy told me that he died.
Good evening to all. My name is James Albury. Derek and I were brothers from back when we were 19, 18 years old. We lived in each other's home. My mother and his mother, when they chastised us, they didn't just chastise me. Derek got chastised also, and the same, vice versa. We got the portrait at our head. You know, back then, I don't know if you all know, back then Derek was a DJ. And so we had the van. I don't know if you all remember, anybody here go back that far, but on the blue van that we kind of painted up, and we prepped on the inside and had it all fixed right up. And I think Mr. Clare or somebody spoke about Derek and the speakers. And when we go to DJ on Goodman's Bay every Saturday Derek and I DJ on Goodman's Bay, and we had the whole place light right up. Then after we finished on Goodman's Bay on Sunday, then we go in Adelaide and DJ in Adelaide, you know, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. My family, my mother has some dementia now. I showed her Derek's picture in the paper, and she said, "That's Derek," you know, and she recognized him in the picture, you know, and it was a joy being a brother with Derek. I met Avis on whenever I've been away for about 20 years, and when I came back home and I started to get reacquainted back again, and I met Avis, I met the Mystic Gym. I went by the gym, and Derek would tell me, "James, I can try to get this piece of property here, or build another place here, and I can fix this up and do this and that," you know. And we talked a lot, and I didn't know Derek had died. It was a shock to me when I saw it in the paper. We would talk when he was in the States. He sent me a text and said, "This is my U.S. number." But he didn't tell me what the U.S. number was all about. All he did was just send me the text. He said, "This is my U.S. number," and I didn't know what he was talking about. So I told my family, I say, "Derek sent me a text and say this is U.S. number." Then, like a couple of weeks or so, I don't know how long, and he texted and said, "Oh, disregard the U.S. number, and this is the Bahamian number." And so I called him, I said, "What's going on, bro?" He said, "Everything good, man. Everything cool, everything okay." I said, "Derek, we have to hook up so we could, you know, go over some old times, you know." But that never happened. It's just when I saw it in the paper and my family saw it in the paper, my brother actually saw it first, and he started calling around. You know, and so I just want you to know that our family has been extremely close. I don't know all of his children, like how I should know, but we go back from 19 years old, inseparable. When I tell you inseparable, it's no joke about that. We in the garage there in Stapleton, in the corner, the right hand, on the western side, that was me and Derek hang out. Nobody couldn't come in that area. Bonnie and nobody couldn't come in that area. That was off lines to everybody. And that's how close we were back in those days. And when he come to my house, or I go to his house, it's just like I was home. I was a part of the family in both houses. And our parents, once we say I go in my Derek, no questions asked. It's the same day here too. And every time we get in trouble, we get beaten. And we enjoyed it, but we love each other to pieces. I want to say condolences from the Albury family to the Bullard family, and thank you all so much. And he was our brother. He was truly our brother. God bless you all.
Once again, if you wish to say something, please make it known by coming to the front, and as we seek to wind down. I see Arthur Mark wish to say something after the gentleman. Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is Danny Hicks. You know, when I got the news that night at 9 o'clock, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I just, because when I think of Derek, I think of my brother Matthew. So, and I met Derek through my brother Matthew many years ago, and we became immediately family. I mean, serious family. And Derek was a man of many talent. I've known many people in my life, and he is one of those that if he's going to do something, it's done properly. If he's going to be a DJ, he's going to do it right. If he's going to open up a gym, it's got to be the biggest gym in the world. And it's got to look good and functionable. And I've learned a lot from him. Actually gave me an opportunity to teach aerobics at Mystical Fitness Center. That was crazy. But we had him and my brother Matthew. After Matthew died, I started calling Derek Brother D. And he started calling me Brother D also. We had this unique relationship that I don't know. With Matthew gone, Derek, that within itself really brought some serious tears to my eyes, because at one point those two was inseparable. You know, they lived together, they did most things together, and what I could mostly remember with Matthew and Derek, and I always try to keep Denzel in the picture. It was like those three gangsters. Not gangsters, but they were deep friends who Christian friends, and when I knew them as one, they was all very much in the church. The only thing I could hear, Tuesday or Wednesday Bible study. Hey, we gotta go to Bible study. Matthew, Derek, hey, we gotta go to Bible study. So they was deeply rooted in their faith, and you know, I am up here, but I am a part of the family. I have 4 boys, Derek has 2, and they always fighting who's the best basketball player. They did beat us the last time we had a meet. But it's going to be very, very, very difficult. knowing that Derek is no longer here, but he's in a better place. But I'm not a public speaking person, but I just had to get up here and say, hey, I love him. And I spoke to him a few times on the phone, and I just wanted to say to the family, be strong. This legacy will live on in our hearts. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to try to be as brief as I can. Of the almost 40 years I know Mr. Bullard, I want to speak to the gift and the talent he left among many of us, and how he raised his children. And when we spoke about over 2 years ago, after the gym closed down, he said, let's go and talk. We went to Montague. We sat by the beach for over an hour. We just spoke about what's happening with him, and I spoke what's happening with me. And I tried to encourage him to go back to in construction. As you know, Derek is very good at a lot of things. Construction is one of them. He's a perfectionist. He always wanted to do the best. He told me that, man, I had some bad breaks in construction, and I'm not sure I want to go back there, because a lot of people owed him a lot of money, and I think he said I may be getting in trouble if I go back into construction. So he decided not to go back into that. And then when he went off, we spoke on the phone, and I lost contact with him because he had a U.S. number. I got the U.S. number from Canva. But before I spoke to him on the U.S. phone, I spoke to him when he was off, and I talked to him about his children, and he's done a very good job with his 2 boys, and he should be proud. And you know what he told me? He said, don't forget Canva now. I didn't forget Canva. Canva been with among the children for, she was the first. He deeply loved Canva and cared about his children. He always wanted them to do well, because we talk about our children. Rashad and my son played from a child together. We visit each other's homes at a very young age, when they were very young. But I want to just tell you that Derek was before his time. He was way before his time. He had more talent. For one man, he had a lot of talent. When there's when there's an issue with the audio here, I said, man, you can't get it fixed, call Brother B, call Derek. There's nothing that man that I know couldn't fix, from cars to electrical to home. There's nothing. And if you had the opportunity to visit Mystical Gym, let me tell you, I couldn't figure out what he was doing. That was massive. There was nothing like that gym. Upstairs, downstairs, he had a lot of plans and did very, very well in putting that together. Derek was, of course, involved in bodybuilding, and as Mr. Sumner mentioned, and
and many other things. He was way before his time. He had ideas. He had a plan to fix Pinewood. I don't know if you guys knew that. He had a plan. He had a plan to fix the water system in Pinewood. That guy was just unbelievable. He was way before his time. He was gifted. He knew he was gifted. I'm not sure if he knew how gifted he was. He was very, very gifted. God gift to this country. And if he had the opportunity to do more, I'm sure he would have. But Canva, Daniel, Richard, Avis, grandchildren, Mr. Monroe, they'll have a lot to be proud of. He gave everything that he had to this country. And I hope the legacy, and I'm sure the legacy will continue. Good evening.
Thank you. Okay, we'll just have one more tribute offered, and then we will have a final song, and then we'll have, I don't know if any of the family members wish to say anything. If not, we'll just have a final prayer.
Good evening. My name is Naro Dean. I had the opportunity to meet Derek when he was actually working on Gold's Gym way back then. And we had an opportunity to develop a great friendship from there, working with Goals. And then, of course, Avis came along and she took over the store Nature's Way that I was managing downstairs. And the friendship developed even more. Then he got into mystical fitness. And I moved around to mystical fitness and got a chance to teach around there, do personal training, work along with Derek and Avis in the gym, getting members in and making the gym even a better place. And he got involved in the federation, which I was also a part of, and got an opportunity to travel with Derek. You know, spent a lot of time with the federation and the bodybuilders. And I'm saddened that I don't see as many athletes here. It brings tears to my eyes because I know personally how much Derek and Avis helped so many of our great athletes of this country. I look around, but I had to make it my place. No, that's it for me. I've done my share of winnings, and CACs were going to be held here in 2008. And I remember Derek called me personally and he said, you know what, you need to get back on stage. You need to get back and do it again. Central American Caribbean Championship's gonna be right here in the Bahamas. Come back, one more time, come back. And I fought with it, and he would not let me put it down. He said, you know, one thing you must remember, when an opportunity, it isn't like I had to go anywhere to do it. The opportunity came right here. And he said, when an opportunity like that comes to you, don't let it pass you by. And that always stuck with me. And we competed in the Central American Caribbean Championships. I won my middleweight class, and the Bahamas won that year also while I was here. And I would say mystical fitness, Derek and Avis, through supplements, sponsorships, through gym memberships, they did what they could to invest in the lives and the youth of this country. And I just want to leave with you, Avis, today, that on behalf of even the athletes I don't see here, thank you. Thank you. You've impacted many, many lives. Few may come back to say thank you, but know that you and Derek and the family was always greatly appreciated for what you did. Thank you.
One thing I could say about my friend and brother Derek, he was an encourager. He believed in the dreams of others. He believed in encouraging the dreams of others. Every time you hear behind every good man, there is a good woman. And I want you all to know, everyone spoke about Derek tonight. Derek was my friend. but I speak about my sister Avis. Avis was indeed a wife. Avis was indeed a friend. Avis was indeed an encourager. She supported her husband in everything. When you saw Derek, you saw Avis. Anything that Derek dreamed of and believed in, Avis was there. Even when Avis' heart went against it, Avis still supported her husband. So I think that Avis is the type of woman that we could talk about tonight, will be a good role model for many young women in terms of standing by their man, standing by their husband, standing by their family, believing in their family. And I don't discredit Derek in no way, because Derek truly was my friend. And Derek believed in the dreams of everyone. He didn't single anyone out. I remembered when I got the opportunity to compete in the X Factors in England. A lot of persons don't encourage young men to pursue their dreams. Derek didn't have much at the time, but Derek encouraged me to pursue my dreams. All he had at that point was $100, but he took that $100, that was like with his might, and he invested that in me. He said, listen, I ain't got much, but I can sponsor you this $100 to help you to pursue your dream. One thing I can say about Derek, we had a lot of opportunities to do business together. And I've never met a Bahamian in this country, a Bahamian man that honored business. Derek was truly a businessman. And he honored his debts, he honored his commitments to the end. Regardless of what it cost him, he was a man who committed to fulfilling his commitments. And his wife, the same. They stood together as partners. And even if they had a disagreement you didn't know, they stood together as partners. So I want everyone to salute Avis with me tonight for standing by your husband, for being there. When nobody else knows what you went through, knows what things happened, you stood, and you stood the test of time. God bless you. God encourage you. Daily, you are an excellent woman. I will miss my friend, but I know that his legacy will live on through Rashad, through Daniel, through Kenwell, and through you and through the grandchildren. It will continue to live on. I love you all. You will always be family. You all will always be a big part of my life. And I know that I'll be doing something at the service on Saturday, but I remember my last time going to see Derek, and as I was going across the porch, I knew that wouldn't be long, because this song came to me as I was walking to go to see him. And I said, why am I singing this song? And I just couldn't stop singing. I was ringing this song out as I was crossing the bridge heading to where Derek was. And I'll just like to leave one line of that song with you. My heart can sing as I pause to remember a heartache is but a stepping stone along the trail that's winding always upward. Remember this, earth's not my final home, but until then, my heart will go on singing. Until then, with joys I'll carry on. Until the day mine eyes behold that city. Until the day God calls me home. Sleep on, my friend. I love you, but Christ loves you best.
Amen. We're doing good with time. We're going to allow two of the sisters to come and give tribute, and then we're going to have a presentation, a video presentation, then a final song, and then we'll have a final prayer.
You will go first or I go first? The last time I was up here, I was talking about somebody else and another sister was with me. But Brother Derek, my brother Derek, that's what I used to call him, my brother Derek. Brother Derek was more than just a brother. He was a friend. He was a confidant. He was a father figure. He was an encourager. He motivated me to do so much different things. I have so much. I knew Brother Derek. I've known Brother Derek for years, but I didn't really know him until he came in the sound room. When he came in the sound room, we worked in the sound room together, and those times were the times that I spent most of my time with Brother Derek. And aside from just working, we did a lot of talking. We talked about so many things. We talked about the Bible. We talked about things that were happening around the world. We talked about conspiracies. Like, we talked about so many different things. That's it. And I just as praise, like, Lord, please don't let me forget the things that he told me. Don't let me forget the things that we talked about. When there was a time in my life where I was struggling, I was struggling. And I was working, but barely working. And from time to time, Brother Derek would just say, here, put this money in your hand. He'd say, here, put this money in your hand. When Brother Derek would be doing certain jobs, he'd say, come meet me here so we could do this. We went to a play. He had me working on the soundboard, and he had me doing things that I never thought I'd be doing. He had me doing things that I never thought I'd be doing. Brother Derek had me on the back of a truck, TJ. He had me on the back of a truck, TJ, and by myself, he literally said to me, he said, okay, this is what's gonna happen. This is the laptop. You can deal with this. I can be on the net. And he said, you just leaving me by myself? He said, yeah, man, you can be good. I trust you. I believe in you. And I did it. And then he always used to be like, whenever I do something, I want her on my team. Like, I want her on my team. He said, go and carry this girl somewhere. And she just take over the hall. She just start doing everybody's job. She said, she's the kind of person I want on my team. We used to talk with so much. Everything that happened, that was happening for me, I was updating him. I said, Brother Derek, I just got my car. Oh, what? That's good. Brother Derek, I just got this new job. That's good. I remember a couple times Brother Derek asked me to pick him up. My car was giving me problems. It used to make so much noise. And I used to be like, Lord, Brother Derek, tell me to pick him up again. I could try my best to drive this car as good as possible because I know he can ask me with this car and he can ask me to deal with this problem here. And I don't want to answer him and tell him I can deal with it, and I deal with it. Brother Derek caused me to tap into a talent that I thought I lost many years ago. I didn't believe that I could do it anymore. And after so much encouragement, Brother Derek I used to sing. And then I thought I couldn't sing anymore. And then all the time we spent in the sound room, we'd be there and I'd be singing, and he'd be behind me and he'd be like, yes, that's good, get that breathing together. And then it led me to believe, like, girl, you could actually sing for real, You could sing for real. And to the point where I took a leap because of that, Brother Derek. I took a leap and I go on and auditioned. I auditioned for a choir, a church choir. I auditioned and I said, Brother Derek, guess what? I have news for you. He said, what? I said, I get accepted to sing. And he said, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for you. And at this time, he's sick. Brother Derek, even while he was sick, he was still encouraging people. And he was encouraging me, call, we'd have conversations. And I'd be like, Brother Derek, now you know you don't need to be checking up on me. It's me who need to be checking up on you. You know you don't gotta be trying to figure out if I okay. It's me who need to be figuring out if you okay. Don't worry about me. You just worry about you. And he's in his sick bed. Not doing that. Encouraging me, encouraging the young people, encouraging the people of the church. You wanna go? You can go.
I think one of the greatest gifts that you can give somebody is to lead them to the knowledge of Christ. 35 years ago, Derek did that for me. As a tenant in Avis and Derek's apartment, I was invited out by Derek to a home Bible study at Clyde Simonet's house. And through that Bible study, I was converted. I am the administrator here at the Highbury Park Church of Christ because Derek saw an interest and believed that my soul was fit for the kingdom. And through introducing me to the church, I became a Christian. Derek was my antagonist. That's the truth. Because if I said white, he said black. You know? And we came to loggerheads plenty of times, but it got me to see another view. You know, sometimes we get so blinded by what we see that we don't see what others see. And that's what Derek was to me, that antagonizing voice. Because I sat in the back and I was like, I know if I won't go up there. But I thought about it and I said, you know, I never got the opportunity to thank him for leading me and inviting me out to those Bible studies that resulted in my soul being saved. And so now I want to take that opportunity to both Avis and Derek to just say thank you, you know. When Brother Dean preached the other day and he mentioned how he had sent a note to Brother Clyde in that regard, I sat right there in service and I shoot Clyde a note. Clyde said, you know, just to say thank you. You know, I remember when I made a decision to obey the gospel and we were speeding here at the building to get me here in this pool. And I was like, hey, you guys are saved. If we get in an accident and something happens to me, you know, I'm lost, so you all slow down, you know. But as all of you know, Derek was always a giving soul and always, even to the detriment of his family, he made sure others had. Yeah. And so I just want to say this, thank you. Derek was not a perfect man. None of us are. But thank God we serve a perfect God. And may his soul rest in peace.
We're now going to have that video presentation, and then we'll have a final song and then a final prayer.